wasn't too much impressed when he added the salt, and although you can't see the salt, the fact that she knew it was there, that just ruined the entire bowl of ice cream for her, and it just makes you think that if you if there's a person that likes quite a lot, and it also ties in with the story about that old book, after a while you just don't believe them anymore, and it just ruins the entire relationship that you have with them. And then when he added worms, and he tried to hide the worms, once again she knew the worms were there, and it once again ruined the entire bowl of ice cream. Doesn't matter how many cream he added on, and even a cherry on top. It was still there. You cannot. You can maybe fool someone once, twice, and then after a while they're going to see, but this person, they lie quite a lot, and it's difficult to build a meaningful relationship with a person that where you see what that's what it's telling a lot of lies, or it's common, or not really. I don't even worry about telling a lie. It's second nature. Whereby you get some people, and I think all of us, we sometimes we lie, and like I said, most people lie like once or twice a day. I think I had a look at stats, once or twice a day. It does happen, but yes, even that can ruin a relationship as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks for that overview of that session, Helene, and I think you got that right. Nobody likes to be lied to, and sometimes it may start off as one lie or two lies. You may not taste it, but eventually, after a couple of incidents, I think he understands that, listen, something sinister is going on here. Amanda, Pastor Sampson, anything to add?
Oh, yes. I think she's on point. And I think it really tells us that when you lie, like she said, or you can lie to a certain point. And when you get to that point when people will never believe you again. And I like it when he tries to cover it up with the ice cream, with the cream and everything like that. And it really shows that no matter how much you try to cover your sins, no matter how many times you try to cover your lies, at the end of the day, people will not believe you. It will come out. And once people know that you are a liar, it is very difficult to get people's trust. And no matter what you say, no matter how you try to cover your lie, when people know that you are lying, it will be very difficult for you to get to get them to listen to you, to believe you. So yeah, at the end of the day, you can lie to a certain point, but at a certain point, the lie will catch up with you, and you'll be exposed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks, Pastor Sampson. Amanda, your points? Anything you want to mention?
Yeah, I agree with what the two Pastor Sampson and Elaine said, but what was concerning to me when he started in this section and in the other one, he talks about Pinocchio and the physical, well, the story seems that it's physical, that your nose grows when you lie, which is a good, wat is 'n vergelyking in Engels, Elaine? It's understandable. Comparison there, you can see the two of us, we help each other. But what was concerning at the time, and I thought he would mention this, is the cover up of stories, children's stories, animation, and real stories with lies, and to make it look attractive like the ice cream. And in Afrikaans we have this, and I grew up with this, lieve heksie. And in Afrikaans, you say, people tend to say, Lieve Jesus, so that's dear Jesus. So this is now, if I want to translate it directly, dear witch, witchy, dear witch. So it's a story of a witch, a smallish, well, a young girl being a witch, but she's this good guy. And we all grew up with this, and that's still around. and it covers up, or it makes a witch looks a nice friend. And there's a lot of examples, but this made me think of covering up lies in that context.
So just to get some clarity there, you're saying that that we give the kids the idea that a witch, which is evil, can be good, and that's a cover up.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Any comments on that point, Helene, Pastor Sampson? You agree with that?
Yes, I think I do agree with
Yes,
that.
yes, I think yours.
That's what you can go ahead.
Said I do agree with her. Yes, yes, it's very true what she's saying. Yeah.
Thanks, Pastor Sampson. Helene?
Yes, I do agree with Amanda because if we look at the Dalmatian, at the movies that we get for children, the animated movies that we get from Disney, and particularly I'm thinking about Anastasia. And I remember that when my children were small, Anastasia was quite a nice story for them to look at. But in there was a character named Hades, and there was all things like that, and that is to sensitize us to accepting supernatural things that are actually bad, and children learn to accept it as good, and especially if we look at the teenager movies where there's a lot of movies about witches and shape shifting, and also a lot of movies about some of the children playing with Ouija boards, and as if there's nothing wrong with a Ouija board. So from that perspective, and with the liver accessory, the Manda talk, yes, it is like softly and slowly bringing it into our lives, thinking that it's acceptable. But unfortunately, I think the parents don't know what they actually allow into their children's lives.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Just to throw a point out there. Also, what about the notion that maybe kids should have an idea of the differences between good and evil from a young age? um, and not all cartoons are good and not all are bad, but for them to just have an idea that, listen, sometimes you're going to have wolves in sheep clothing, and they may look like a nice person, they may look like a witch, they may look like a warlock or a wizard, but underneath that you got to be able to discern, because everything is telling your senses that it is good, but what does your spirit say? What are you sensing? And don't you think that that is important for children as well? And that's also a way that parents can turn it around and make the kids look at it in the light that we want them to. Your
I
thoughts on that?
I definitely agree. If the parents know that, if the parents are alert to these things, I've got four sets of children, or three parents, and some of them, not all of them, make that distinction. So if I ask my one grandchild, she's 9, what do you think about Livexit, like they call it? She will tell you that's not real. She has the context. So yes, I agree with you. Then it's good. But if the parents don't distinguish, they just allow the children to see whatever is there to see and not make them aware. If they are not mature enough spiritually to see that themselves, don't allow them to see that. And in the same granddaughter, I picked her up one day. She said to me, "Oma, now when are we? What is the story about Father Christmas?" And I immediately had to root the discussion to what does mommy and daddy say, because we are an extension, we as great grandparents of the parents, and led to the discussion eventually at 9 that the parents had to say that Father Christmas, this is actually what the story is. It's not real. And she said, but then you were lying to me. And then they had to address other stuff like the tooth fairy and stuff like that to bring the context in. But if they don't have bring the context, you can't just tell the child that Father Christmas, for instance, is real without context. If they, like I said, it makes a difference how spiritually mature you are if you understand things, because all parents aren't. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does, 100%. Thanks, Amanda. Okay, so let's go on. So Chad was explaining the power and destructive nature of lies. He bought a metabolic enhancer that was designed to increase the size and strength of any creature by 100%. Right. So I think. Sorry. Before I move on to the web of deception, any other points of note for the ice cream video? Anything else? Uh, Everyone's happy with it. Everyone got the message that he's trying to make there, the points that he's trying to make. Everyone's happy with the ice cream.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. So on your notes, the first page, there's points to consider. What does the Bible say is the father of all? Who does the Bible say is the father of all lies? Do all lies originate from him? What do you think? Who does the Bible say is the father of lies? What do you have?
The devil is the father of lies.
Yes.
I think it's the devil.
Yes. The devil or Satan is the father of lies. What do all lies originate with him?
I believe yes.
Yes. Gonna go on.
Yes, I believe yes, the all lies originate with him because he's the father of lies here. He is the one who teaches us to lie. So yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
It's just the spirit of deception and stuff like that. So yeah, I believe he's the lie.
Yes. Okay. So Pastor Samson says Satan is the father of lies. Therefore, all lies originate from him. Helene, Amanda, what do you have?
I agree with Pastor Samson.
Thank you.
Agree.
Okay, great. So yes, that is correct. Thank you, Pastor Samson. Question 2, have you ever been lied to? Can we say yes for everybody?
Yes.
Many
Yes.
Many times.
Many times.
Okay. Do you remember what it felt like when it was exposed? How did you feel when the lie was exposed? Somebody lied to you and then everybody found out it was a lie. How did you feel?
Yes,
Not good.
I felt when everybody discovered it was a lie. I felt good, but the damage had already been done. So yeah, there's a bit of relief, but yeah, the pain that person would have had caused me, it was quite a lot. So yeah, I felt vindicated, but I didn't really get very happy about it, but still, yeah, it was a relief that the truth came to light.
Yeah, it was too little, too late. Anybody else? How did you feel when that lie was exposed?
I think that it depends on who it is that lies to you. If it's a very close person, someone that you really, really trust, then if that person lies to you, it's much worse than it's just a random person that lied to you. And they say that the people that you love the most, you hurt them the most. So if it's a person that's very close to you, that lied to you, the feeling that you have when you find them out, it's much worse than when it's just a random person or something small or something like that. So it depends on what the lie was about and also who the person was.
Yeah, I think that's true. That's important. So yes, so we've got when it's a close relationship, it can be worse, and if it's a random person, you can easily move on from that. What about what about Pastor Sampson already mentioned that the damage is already done. Um, what about the feeling that I spend so much of time pondering and stressing and feeling hurt about it, and here everything's back to normal? Everybody knows the truth now. You know, it's like time wasted on stress, on pondering on what has happened. Don't you also feel like that?
I think, no, I think I feel betrayed. That I know the session says recent stuff, but I remember my one son taking my rather brand new car for the weekend, and he made an accident. So I got this phone call in the middle of the night, and then he said accident A happened, and we sorted out everything, and he came back and also, and later on in the conversation I heard in the conversation he actually forgot the detail of what he told me. It was a total different story as to how the accident happened.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like wringing his neck, and but you have to keep your pose, but you feel betrayed. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Feel betrayed that or like you know, as that you pondered and you felt sorry and you fixed the car and etc. etc. Now the story comes. It's not a good story, so it wasn't the best of circumstances that caused the accident.
Mm. Yeah, good point there. Thanks for sharing that, Amanda. Helene, you want to say something?
No, nothing.
Okay. Let's go on to question 3. Have you ever found yourself lying or being caught in a lie?
Long time ago, yes.
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 Okay. Yes, we can all say yes here.
Yes.
Yes. Have you ever been found yourself lying or being caught in a lie? Yes. How does God feel about lying? Can He tell a lie? So, what does God feel about lies?
You do lie up.
That sounded. Sorry, Amanda, was that you?
No, Sister Margaret tried to say something.
I don't see Sister Margaret in the class. Sister Margaret, are you there? Yes.
Yes, we can see she's in the class.
Okay, yeah, I see her now. I see her now. Okay, so how does God feel about lying? Can He tell a lie? God hates lies? Yeah,
He's
carry on.
sad. He is very sad, and he is. No, he can't lie.
Yeah. Okay. Can He tell a lie?
No.
Yeah. God does not lie. He cannot tell a lie. Let's just quickly go down to the verses on the page there, just so that we can add to this. How does God feel? So Proverbs 12:22, lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who deal truthfully are His delight. So you can also just add that verse there, Proverbs 12:22, that to tell you how God feels. Um, Good understanding gains favor. So if you want favor, if you don't want favor, or if you want life to be difficult, you're going to lie, because that's the second verse, Proverbs 13:15. Good understanding gains favor, but the way of the unfaithful is hard. John 8:44. If you have your notes in front of you, you are the father of the devil, and the desires of your father you want to do. God and the devil are opposing each other, and if your father is the devil, God is going to hate that, right? So when he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own resources, for he is a liar and the father of it. Colossians, do not lie to one another, since you have put off the old man with his deeds. So you have been risen with Christ, and you have a new life, so we can no longer do that. And if you want to get to the Father, John 14:6, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. So if people are going to lie, they will never be able to go to God himself, because Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Deuteronomy, and you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. That is a command that God has given us, and if you break those commands, that is breaking God's law. So God does not feel too happy about that. Right. For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest, nor is anything secret that will not come to light. So even though you think God can't see, he knows everything. Whoever says, I know him, but does not keep his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not found in him. Who committed no sin, nor was deceit found in his mouth. We're talking about Jesus. So we can, by those verses, see that lies is not something that God tolerates. It's not something that he likes. There is a punishment for lies, and there is a law against lies. So that means that God takes it very, very seriously. All right. Anything to add on that particular question? Okay. Question 5. Can the truth and a lie live together? Will a little truth overcome a little lie?
No, definitely not. No, definitely.
No.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Can the truth and a lie live together? There is no way that the truth and the lie can live together. Our Father God living together with Satan, the father of lies. I don't see that happening. Will a little truth overcome a little lie?
Not. Definitely not.
Definitely not, right? And then you can also use the verses that we mentioned to substantiate your response. Question 6, Jesus said he was the truth. What did he mean?
It means there's no lie in him.
Yes.
Truth and the wicked and the
Okay.
lie.
Okay. Thanks, Sister Margaret. Anybody else?
Just you just mentioned he's serious about truth because he just stands for truth, no lies. So the seriousness.
Yes, it's very serious. Right, let's go on to the questions, which is towards the end of the page. I'm just trying to get there. Everyone so happy so far? And if
Yes,
you
thank you.
okay,
Yes, Papa.
okay, and if you have a chance, if you can, you went through the stories there. The boy who cried wolf. For people who continuously lie, even if there's something that is true that comes out of their mouth, nobody's going to believe them because they have credibility with the people. Right. And Sister Margaret, you went through that story, you know that?
I look at the story of a spider and the story of a ice cream with salt
Yes.
only.
Yes, that's the right ones. Facts, figures, and illustrations. Liars don't have shifty eyes. You know, when you speak to people, they tell you, you know, if the person looks to the left, then they're lying. If they look to the right, then there's no lie there. In your facts, figures, and illustrations, it states that when scientists examined footage of people who were lying, their eyes didn't shift to the left or the right more than any of the people that were telling the truth. Lie detectors don't work. Many people have lost their jobs because they failed a lie detector test. But here we have proof that lie detectors do not work. They are still allowed in courtrooms. Um, but even though expert liars can fool them easily, lie detectors measure anxiety, but experienced liars can stay cool and relaxed under pressure, right? So lie detectors not 100% certain. They just measure your level of anxiety, and if you're a habitual liar, you're going to be able to fool people easily. And also, when their studies were done in America, people lie at least once a day. People usually lie when there's a time crunch. So uh, lies are not premeditated. Sometimes they don't think; it just comes out of their mouth. People tell their first lie at around age 2, and so figuring out how to lie is one of those normal milestones with kids. And then lying makes you smarter. Um, you can go through that. Basically, of course, it's going to make you react quickly because whatever you're saying is just random words. And it's also why people get caught out in their lives because they never can remember what they said in the spur of the moment, as opposed to the truth. Um, it doesn't change. And also with people that speak the truth, it's very difficult for them to spontaneously come up with some um, extravagant story. The truth serum doesn't work. You've seen that in the movies. So that's just some facts regarding lies. Anything else that you think is a fact that could go under that section? Anything you know about lies that you'd like to add to Chad's list? Okay, discussion questions. Have you ever been caught telling or repeating a lie? Yes, no?
Yep.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we all can agree?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Second part, what was your first reaction when confronted?
So
I was stammering.
Okay.
Trying to defend.
Thanks, Sister Margaret. Sorry, Helene, you said?
I said, trying to defend the lie. Why did I lie? Come up with excuses.
Yeah.
I just remembered I blushed. And
Oh,
I actually, I haven't done that in a while, to blush.
blush.
People can see, they could see that I'm lying because I used to blush. But somewhere along the last few years, it just went away. I just can't lie. I just feel immediately if I attempt to say this is now 3 meters and I say, no, 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 that's only 2 meters, sort of thing. But back in the days, I used to blush.
Okay. What about if it's like just, I get caught with, I still get caught with this these days with my kids. If I tell, I'm afraid of lizards and frogs. So when I see a lizard, it's this lizard this size, but it's like when I show them, it's like 30 centimeters or 50 centimeters. And they're like, they go and have a look and they're like, no, you lied. That wasn't it. And then you just burst out laughing. But I mean, these are like, it's not right. But I mean, some of the reactions is that you just burst out laughing as opposed to some serious lies. But yeah, so burst out laughing is one of the things that I did. How did you respond? Did you continue? Well, some of us said we defended the lie. And then what about, did you come clean? How did you respond?
There's no other way to come out except to tell them the truth that no, I'm sorry. You started to speak as if you don't know how to say, you swallow your saliva because you were telling the lies before. Then you tell the truth, then you come free.
Yes, yes. So some will come clean with the truth, and some will deny the truth, try and defend their lie. Any other reactions that we had when your first reaction when confronted? How did you respond? Anything else that we could miss out? Yeah.
You build another lie on top of that lie
Oh yeah.
to defend lie. I remember in high school once I went to school late So I had to say that I was in a bus accident. So when I went into the principal's office, I had to make it look like I'm limping. So I had to defend my lie with another lie.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, build another lie to cover the lie. So lie after lie. Anything else you want to note down?
Just refusing to admit that you lied and you just stick to your story, but
Yeah,
you come out that you lied.
yeah. Refusing um, to let go of it. Yeah. And also these lists are important because when you're speaking to young people or if you're doing a teaching on lies and deception, you want to be able to list these things. And that's why it's important to have the group discussions because sometimes we may not think along those lines. So very important to make the list. Anything else before we move on in terms of people responding to when they get caught?
I think that we haven't mentioned, but people get aggressive.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh, I can't think of an example, but I'm just thinking about the grandchildren again. They sort of, they get aggressive.
Yeah, you're quite right there. That's a good one, Amanda. They get aggressive, they become offended, and then it's almost like they become your enemy immediately. Because from there on, and I've seen this personally, their one sole goal is to make you pay because they got caught out in a lie. And so they take personal attacks on you. Um, so, yeah, just keep that in mind. And then,
you, you get these manipulative people that they manipulate you into accepting the fact that that person is right and you actually are wrong, and then it depends on you, and then you even apologize for you being wrong.
yeah, yeah, that happens. That absolutely happens. So yeah, a lot of personal attacks, a lot of manipulation, which also brings me to a point, and it would include both the ice cream and the spider. Um, Thou shalt not bear false witness, right? So we mentioned it briefly in the verses that we did, right? So what do you know about that? How can you relate "thou shalt not bear false witness" together with lying? What's your thoughts on that?
I think my thought is we don't have to cover up for anybody. We just have to speak the truth, regardless how close you may. Maybe sometimes you want to help somebody you know very well or somebody close to you, but we need to stick to the truth, and yeah, we don't have to be associated with lies. That's my take.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Also, to bear false witness is when you speak falsely in any matter, right? With regard to lies, and it's any way that you devise or it's designing to deceive your neighbor, and it's speaking unjustly against somebody, right? So lying is when you purposefully distort the truth. Bearing false witness, it can be a result of inattentiveness, saying something that might be true but has not been verified. So a rumor isn't necessarily lying, but it is bearing false witness because nothing has been verified and you are speaking unjustly against somebody. And that's one of the commandments. So, thou shalt not bear false witness. It falls in that category of lying, where you are discrediting another person, you're speaking unjustly against that person, and you are talking about something that may be true but has not been verified, right? So just keep that in mind when it comes to it, because a lot of people, when you you'll hear a lie and you're like, but it's not like that, and then immediately they that's the first thing, and then more than that, they hear something and then they start to spread it, and that's bearing false witness, and that is a command in the Bible, and we should not we should not get involved in that, because sometimes it's just like, no, it's true, but really, has it been verified? So very important to consider that as well in the category of lies and deception. Right. Let's go to question 2. Have you been lied to recently? Anybody? Have you been lied to? Yes.
I can say yes, but I can't repeat that.
Okay. So Amanda says yes, she has been lied to recently. Anybody else been lied to recently?
Is I did lie to my friend just about last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Okay. So second part of the question, was it to a friend or a family member?
So she was my friend.
Friend. Okay. So Sister Margaret is confessing here. She has lied to a friend quite recently. Amanda has been lied to quite recently. Amanda, was it from a friend or family member?
Can I use the First Amendment?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I always wanted to say that.
Okay. I don't know if it applies to South Africa, but anyways, we'll take it since the curriculum from the US.
And you just say, skip, no comment.
No comment. Yeah, no comment. Yes, so what about the fact that there's certain people that every time you speak to them, you guarantee to hear a lie? So it could be as often as you see them, you're going to be hearing a lie. So yeah, did you know they were lying, or did you figure it out later? Amanda?
I think
Okay, go.
Okay, can I go? I just want to keep my example separate. But my husband and her friend, it's activates all the time, and that's equal to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he works for a big company, and that all fish for you, whatever you're trade of, it's all bigger and better, and etc.
Remember, we also confronting life's issues, and she went extensively into the different types of lies and flattery,
Yeah.
exaggeration, etc. So yes, 100% exaggeration, overemphasizing the truth is also not considered. It is a lie. So, did you know when they were lying, or did you figure it out later? Anybody, when somebody lied to you, did you know immediately that they were lying, or did you after a couple of days you thought about it and some things just didn't add up, so you found out a bit later?
There was
I
a
think for
lady
me,
in my church. She told us today to say, I don't know if there's an if you put to she was collecting 300 rand in us. She's telling us that after 6 months or what else, this money is going to be have interest, is going to be lots of money. And we're many. He
Mm-hmm.
collected, and he collected money, and after 6 months, no money. When we confronted her, she just told us another lie. Because we didn't believe, we believed him for the first time, the time he told us that we are home. And I don't know what was wrong with it, because I do not used to do these things.
Yeah.
But she came, sometimes those people who are lying, there is something, I don't know what it is, or it's a spirit or what, they just let you to listen to whatever they say.
Mm-hmm.
We get here, this brother said, this brother just what on the page. All of us will lose our 300%. He was telling us that you are going to get, it is going to be an interest, so maybe you are going to get about 1,000 some change after it, nothing we bought.
So sorry you lost your 300 rand, Sister Margaret, but that is quite a small amount of money to learn a very big lesson.
But 300 is a small one. There was the time husband was alive, there was a guy who robbed us 12,000 rand.
Yeah, those pyramid schemes and Ponzi schemes that's running around here in Durban, stay away from it.
He promised I said over 1 million.
Sure. If it's If it's too good to
That
be
we
true,
believe it.
it's probably a lie. Okay, so Sister
And
Margaret
we,
gave. Sorry, carry on.
we didn't take this money one in the same time. No. He took 4,000 rand for the first. No, he took 8,000 rand for the first time. Okay, I don't know what he came with another story, and he added 4,000 rand. After that, he came with another story. I said, my husband, no, 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 not now. He must give us the first one, 8,000 rand first one. We gave him 8,000 rand, then we gave him 4,000. When he came to ask for another one, I said, no, no, it's enough.
Mhm. Okay. So you found out later, Sister Margaret, according to the question, you found out that much later that this guy was lying to you.
We found out very late, very late, the way he was talking like someone who is so innocent, who's so holy, who's, even if you can trust him. You know, these people something they for the spirit, they go with something in their life saying.
Mm,
Because he was talking to us as if he's a holy person, so that what he's telling us is truth. We found out very late he was lying.
mm.
And lots of people say they robbed a lot of people, not as only as robbed, a lot of people he robbed.
Oh, so sorry about that, Sister Margaret. But yes, Sister Margaret says she found out much later. Pauline, you were trying to say something?
Yeah, you asked if the question was if you know immediately or if it takes a little while to know. I think most of the time you know immediately, unless it's something where you need to go and investigate, or or somebody has told you something and you believe it, and then someone else comes up and you learn that what they said isn't the truth.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
But most of the
Pauline.
time,
Mm,
most of the time you know.
okay. Right. So Pauline says you know almost immediately. Anybody else?
You have
Is
a
it
gut
possible,
feeling.
like an inanimate object to see?
Sorry, I didn't hear that, Menzi.
Is it possible for an inanimate object to lie to you, not a person?
Give us an
Like,
example.
like earlier this morning, I looked at myself in the mirror, and my mirror made me believe that I lost weight. But then when I went to the gym and I went on the scale said I gained weight.
And then
So
I was telling
I,
two lies.
my mirror lied to me.
The mirror was lying. The mirror was lying. But two lies. He was lying. He was bluffing you, my son. I'm sorry to say that.
In defense of your mirror, I have to say that sometimes when you are losing weight, you do not lose the weight, you lose the centimeters. So you could possibly be losing. It's just not showing on the scale as yet.
Oh, okay, thank you. That's what I wanted to find out. So you lied to me.
Yeah, I don't know about lying, inanimate objects lying, but it's all about perception. So yeah. Uh,
Maybe, maybe your mind is lying to you.
That's a huge possibility. That's a huge possibility.
yeah. Um, okay. So yeah. So it's also about perception. Also, just remember, Pauline said sometimes you know almost immediately. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes some people can deceive you for a period of time, for months, sometimes for years, and you'd not know a thing. How many times people have been in relationships with people, either like a partner relationship, business relationship, you find out much later. Sometimes you don't know your business partner's swindling money until it's way too late. Sometimes you don't know your partner's cheating on you until it's too late. Sometimes you don't know your best friend has been lying to you all the while until it's too late. So some lies can go on for extensive periods of time, and some lies just don't. And also, just to answer that question, would in context of a young person, like maybe a 16 to 25-year-old, um, do you know, did you know they were lying or did you figure it out later? I think when you look at the young people, they are looking at social media as one example, what they see on Facebook, what they see on Instagram, what they hear on Twitter. And when they hear it or see it, they see it, they perceive it to be the truth and then probably find out much later on. So just keep that in mind when answering the questions. We're answering it from our perspective, but when you are doing it with the young people, just try and also put it into their perspective in terms of what they are exposed to. We have a lot of experience. We know how to identify it. Sometimes you use the Holy Spirit as a guide to tell you if this is true or not. With our young people, some of them have not learned how to do that. They are not operating with the gifts of discernment and distinguishing of spirits. So keep that in mind when you are doing that with your young people. Is everybody clear on that point, right? So let's move on to question 3. Most people, yes,
can I just add something
yeah,
that on the softer side is some people tell a lie as a joke. And then when you ask them, really, is this really true? No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. But if you didn't ask that, you would have gotten away with the lie. Some I think there's a that says many a true word was spoken in jest. So
yeah,
some people that's a way of almost a personality.
mm.
When you say something bad, they tend to say that, oh, I'm joking. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Also, good point there, Amanda. Thanks for bringing that up because something just struck me about the spider um, lecture where he was doing the Little Miss Muffet, and he said that when she did a very wise thing, she ran away. But how many times when we see a lie coming, we sit there, we let it drop into our ear, we listen to the lie, we know it's a lie, we continue to entertain it, not one time, not two times, not three times. And what are we doing? We actually we engaging in something that to us in the flesh seems so small, trivial, and irrelevant. But in the spirit realm, what exactly are we doing? We have this demonic influence because the father of all lies is Satan. We have this lie that is coming into our lives. We know it's coming into our lives, and we act as if it's not. And it's like we'll deal with it later until it becomes like a perpetual thing that you permanently have. Because one of the things about liars that you would have noticed is that they'll say the first lie and you won't say anything about it. Then they'll say the second lie because in their mind they got away with the first lie and you're so gullible. So they tell you another lie. And then you just ignore it because it's so irrelevant and everybody knows it's a lie. But then you just go along with it because you don't want to hurt their feelings or make them feel like a liar, which is what they are. And then it goes on for a third lie and a fourth lie. And before you know it, your conversation 50% is a lie and 50% is like, oh, why am I even listening to this? So you got to be very careful. Coming back to the spider illustration, when a spider is coming towards you, get out of there. Don't give it an opportunity to sit on your lap, get into your ear, or be comfortable. Just get away from it. Why do you want to engage? Why do you want to put yourself to that? Just close yourself off. So that's to just add on to what Amanda said, and also that was a very important point he mentioned, and he did not expound on that point. He just said it as a two-liner. So very important for you when you're speaking to young people, when you're discussing lies and deception, make sure you put that in there. Because a lot of people we know, especially in church circles, a lot of lies goes on in there. We just overlook it. And I speak for myself as well when I say that. We overlook it. Let's not overlook it. Let's get out of it. Don't even look at it. Don't engage with it because why would you want to? There's nothing beneficial is going to happen from there except you're just going to that person's just going to think you believe it, so they're going to tell you another one that you're going to believe it, and it's just filling your ears with garbage, right? So that's just to add to Amanda and on to that last bit of question 2. Let's go to question. Most people lie about themselves or about something they have accomplished. Have you ever done this? Have we ever done that? Yes? No?
No, I trust and hope not.
Yeah?
Yeah, we hope not. No, I never. No, I
Yeah.
never lie about me. I do.
Yeah.
No.
In high school, even though it's like silly boy life, but in high school and like grade school, all the guys are like, oh, I have a girlfriend. So I lied and said I also have a girlfriend, so that they wouldn't see that I'm not cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. And in context of young people, most people lie about themselves or about something they have accomplished. What are some of the things a young person can lie about? What their parents
Go
do?
Yeah,
Where they live.
which and where they live and what car they drive and
Yeah.
all
playing
those
the
that make
girlfriends
their
or
do's
partners.
and don'ts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think definitely. What about kids could lie about wearing branded clothing, but it's actually pirated clothing. They probably got it in a flea market and they don't want to sound like maybe they couldn't afford it. They would be able to do that. They could lie about
What
the
they're watching.
yeah what they're watching. They could lie about the type of internet connection they have. They could lie about holidays. They could lie about
My grandson, my,
yeah.
grand- my grandson one day lied to his friend. He was doing grade one, if I'm not mistaken. No, no, he was in the preschool. He told there's a baby sister in my house. So those who stay around him came to his house to see her baby sister. When they came, and my daughter said, "How are you boys?" He said, "We just came to see Ngebo's baby sister." And my daughter said, "Baby sister? Who is the baby sister here?" Ngebo told us that he's got a baby sister in his house. My
Hmm.
daughter told the man he was lying. Just imagine. He was 5 years or 6 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but that's so cute. And now he does have a sister.
Thinking the same thing.
And that was prophetic.
Yeah, it's prophetic, really.
Yeah, because he does have a baby sister now. So also that is a very good example, Sister Margaret, that sometimes we gotta really listen to what kids say because it could be conceived as a lie or it can be conceived as a prophecy because the child spoke something and he has a baby sister now. And that's quite amazing because there's no age limit to who God speaks to. And a lot of the times we just say, ah, the kids are talking nonsense, but they're not. They really can give you information that you need. When I need an answer from God and I'm not getting it, I tell my kids to go and journal, and they get the answer for me. So yeah, that's so nice to hear. Let's go on, right? So we've got most people lie about themselves or something they've accomplished. We've also looked at the things that young people can lie about. Um, so in terms of adults, what can adults lie about? They could lie about their qualifications. They could lie about their travels. They could lie about their status. They could lie about, sometimes you hear some pastors say, listen, I've got this big church, and you go there and it's like 50 people. And then you say, some pastors say, I've got a small church, and you go there, it's like 300 to 500 people. It just depends on the circumstances. Adults lie all the time. Um, Also, what about cheating in exams? Uh, I think that is one big thing. It would apply to the adults and to the kids. That is lying as well. Have you ever done this? Have you ever confronted? Have you ever confronted, or were you ever confronted about your claim? Right? Anybody here?
Maybe I can tell this story. Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I hear two voices. Can you hear me properly?
Yes.
All right. I had Sunday school. Oh, yeah, no. I'm sorry. we had Sunday school and we were talking about driver's license. It was 17 years old at the time when tricks was standard, well, way back. And the one guy, he said to me, but he's driving around with the driver's license. I said, you know, that is against the law. He says, but no one knows, I don't tell. But that's a lie. So we were talking about that. And then our youth pastor was just living across the street and he knocked at the door from nowhere and he came in and I said, would you please tell these guys that it is, God says in the word that the traffic and whatever laws there are, we should abide to them. So if you aren't allowed to drive without a license, and you cannot drive with only a driver's license unless there's someone next to you. He looked at me and said, really? So the bottom line of the story is that sometimes we don't realize, even if we're a pastor, and he's a very good one, that you are misinterpreting stuff for the youth, and then they follow you because he's been driving with a driver's license on his motorbike, not his motorbike, in his car, and that wasn't right. But they were following him because he did that, and we had to set the record straight. So a misinterpretation leads to a lie, and then if someone follows you, you are confusing that person.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think just to take it a bit further, and I think we discussed this last week as well, the implications of a lie in the spirit realm. Because when you look at it in the flesh, it's quite trivial. It's like it didn't hurt anybody. It was just a joke, or they didn't know that it was a lie, and I was just, it was just I was just making interesting conversation. But what is the implication in the spirit? The implication in the spirit is that you are giving Satan a foothold. That is an entry point. And from the scriptures that we've already been through, you see that if you want favor, you're not going to have it. If you want a hard life, then you're gonna have the lie there because your prayer is not getting beyond Christ. Actually, it's not even getting to Him if it's a lie. And you can disguise the lie as a flattery, exaggeration, a blatant lie, however people want to talk about a lie. Especially with our young people, they need to know what is the spiritual implication of a lie. And for example, Amanda's example, that's a very important example. And I mean, there's godly laws and ungodly laws. And in this case, it is a godly law. The law is designed to protect people from exceeding a high speed and having people with no experience on the road, protecting drivers. And so that is a good law, and it should. Satan is bound by legalistic principles. Spiritually, uh, um, in the spirit, there are laws that govern the spirit realm. And so when you break a law like that, without your license, you're on the road, or you are exceeding the speed limit, what that does in the spirit realm is that it says to the devil that I do not adhere to the laws that are set forth to protect me in the flesh. Therefore, Satan has a legal right to attack you. And some years back, we had an 18-year-old boy that was driving on high speed. He crashed the car and he died. And his parents used to go to one of our pastors' churches here in the North Coast. And the mom said to them, how can God do this to me? Why would he take my son? And they were totally perturbed. And we were having a group discussion in Bible school, and they had brought this particular thing. And you have to understand that you cannot give the devil a foothold to attack you. And he's bound by laws that govern the spirit realm. If you're going to break a law in the flesh, it has repercussions in the spirit. If you break a law in the spirit, it has repercussions in the flesh. And that is very important for people to understand, is that it may just seem like a small lie, but in the spirit realm, is it a small lie? When you say a lie, whose attention do you have in the spirit? All demons will identify with you. You will not find an angel identifying with you in the spirit realm, because whatever you're sending out, who's tuning into that. When you speak in the word of God, angels can act. It's like a radio, it's like the transmitter of a radio. Whatever you tune into, that's what's going to happen. So if you're going to be speaking the word of God on that particular channel, angels are listening. God is waiting to act. Favors waiting to move. Your giftings are operating. When you start to lie, you are tuning into a different station. And who's listening to that? Satan's listening to that. Whatever you say is going to come to pass. You will have a pity party and he'll bring the cake. Remember that. So, always very important, not just for ourselves, but for our kids. When you do that, what are you triggering in the spirit realm? Because whatever you trigger in the spirit is going to manifest in the flesh. It's just a matter of time. So don't feel that I got away with a lie and everything's okay. Nothing is okay. You'll find there will always be challenges. Life will never get easy. It may seem superficially, it looks like the person that's lying has an easy life, but I can guarantee you there's no reward for that because the father of lies is the devil and his plan is to steal, kill, and destroy everything that's good in your life. So just understand that the implications of life in the spirit realm and the laws that apply in the flesh, how it affects the spirit realm, vice versa. Very important because a lot of people don't see lies as white lies, little lies, kids lying, just leave them, it was so cute. It's not okay. Doesn't matter how big or how small it is. The minute you start to tolerate it, it just gets worse. A small lie, people, once you accept a lie, they'll continue giving you garbage. You don't want to keep being confronted by a demon. And once you accept the first lie, the devil will start to push bigger lies onto you so that that foothold that he has starts to widen until you are so weak he can just push the door in and he can come in, take control of you, take control of the strong man and rule the house, and everything that you are master over comes under attack. So the implications, especially for men, because men are rulers, they are heads of the home, whatever you let in is going to affect your family. With the woman, you will find women gossip all the time, but the man is straight. The covering there still keeps the family safe because of the authority that you have in the spirit realm. Demons will have to enter from the point of the head. If the head is right, nobody's going to come through. The problem happens when the woman is devout and the man is off track. You'll find that relationship, there's many entry points. The woman's always putting out fires, always in prayer, always have to do things, and it becomes tiresome. So it's because there is a level, a ranking of authority in the spirit realm, and these things affect it, especially for men. You strike the shepherd, the sheep will scatter. You strike the head, the family is going to fall apart. So, especially for men, they gotta understand these things here because it's very important if you're going to keep your ministry safe. It's important if you're going to keep your family safe, your business safe. It's always going to strike the head. So that is why you got to keep them covered. So you also notice it. Women are so committed and devout, and then the man just is just all over the place, and it's just a constant battle. And sometimes you find the woman is doing her own thing, and here the man is solid. You find that nothing can penetrate this guy. The first aim is to take out the man or to attack the kids to shake his faith so that he can fall. So the strategy operates in the spirit realm. Very important for you to understand where lies fit in and whether you're willing to deal with that devil. Do you want to deal with that devil? Do you want to be pushed around? Because it may come in the form of an innocent face, but there's nothing innocent about the devil. He's going to come after you. When you see the spider coming down, get out of there. You don't need to engage in that battle. You don't need drama in 6 months. Stay away from it, right? That is very important.
Yes, that's why they say that honesty is the best policy because I know that whenever I have to say something that is a lie, I would always get caught. So I say, you know what? I'd rather just say the truth and be happy. And I know I've got nothing to hide and to lie about.
Yeah, but just to add to that, Pauline, um, instead of saying honesty, they say honesty is the best policy. Why not say the word of God and quote the scripture? Proverbs
Yeah,
twelve
no, no,
twenty
no. I
two.
just
But I mean, that's how the conversation should go. Is that instead of saying they say, can we say Proverbs 12:22, lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, right? Because you have authority with that, especially with our young people. Not they say, who cares what they say? I don't care what they say. They could be anybody. But what does the word of God say? Because that is the only thing with authority to do anything around us. So get into that, know the verse and quote it. Not they say, the word of God says, Proverbs 12:22, lying lips is an abomination to the Lord. That is how you do it. Because immediately that devil has to go. You're speaking the word of God. He knows the word of God. So whilst we are saying they, the devil is quoting scriptures against us. And he's bringing an accusation to us in front of God all the time. He did that to Job. You know the scriptures. He's constantly looking for you to fall. Any white lie you say, he takes it before God. Did you hear what she said? Did you hear what he said? You are God. You're a righteous God. You're a just God. So your law applies to them as well. What are you going to do? God will say, you go. So why do you want to put yourself in that position? God is not a man that he should lie. He's faithful to his word. Satan is accusing you every single day in the throne room of heaven. Do you allow him? Do you give him a reason to go to God and say, you God, you know the law, you know that person. Did you see what they just did? I don't care if it's a small lie. You need to judge them. And we did this, Helene, if you remember, courtroom of heaven. When we bring in an accusation into the courtroom of heaven, how we have to be right in order to get a verdict, in order to get a verdict in that courtroom and to be able to enforce the law on the earth. Remember that.
Yes, I can remember that. Yes, you have to be squeaky clean when you go there.
Yeah. You can't enter the courtroom of heaven because Satan is standing there with the truth. Satan is not standing and accusing you before God with a lie. He's standing there with the truth. You did do that. You did say that. And he's telling God, there. And you're standing in the courtroom and you want a just verdict. You can't go there with a lie standing behind you. God's going to judge you the same way he's going to judge the devil. So very important. You want to have authority in the spirit realm. You got to be squeaky clean, as Helene said. Let's go to question 4. Can you name 3 to 4 famous people who have been caught lying? 3 to 4 famous people. Come on.
First one,
Louis Armstrong.
Okay. Expound, Helene. Louis Armstrong.
He was the world champion cyclist that actually took improvements.
Okay.
When they've done the drug tests, it came clear. All his drug tests came clear to say that he did not take any enhancements, but he actually did, and they had blood transfusions, and it was a big story.
Okay. Louis Armstrong. That's a good example. Thank you for that. Anybody else?
our country lad. When it's time of voting, they put success in an egg.
Yeah.
After voting, we voted. After that, they disappear like water in the sand.
Sorry, Pastor, it's actually Lance Armstrong, not Louis Armstrong.
Yeah, that's what I
Lance
want to say.
Armstrong.
Lance
Sorry.
Armstrong.
Yeah, Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong.
Also,
Yes.
Okay,
He
got
was
it.
his son.
Thanks,
Prince
Helene.
Andrew,
What did he lie about?
he lied that he wasn't part of that, the Epstein's trafficking.
How you know he lied?
Because he went on to BBC and he said he didn't, he wasn't associated with those, with the ring, you know.
But he
Of
wasn't
young
convicted.
women.
But he wasn't convicted there, and he wasn't implicated in the trial.
He was not, but he said he didn't have any association with them, but you could see the pictures that he was with them. He might not have been convicted, but doesn't mean that he didn't indulge in those
Yeah, but that would fall under bearing false witness, which we discussed earlier, because it may be true, but nothing has been verified, right? So, okay. Next one. What about this lady that's stuck there in Russia? Grimes. Did you hear about that?
No?
A women's NBA champion. In 2020, she joined the BLM movement, and she boycotted the American national anthem, and she said that it should not be played at any of the NBA games, and she refused to sing the national anthem. She boycotted it, and in February she had gone. It was not basketball season in the U.S. She had gone to Russia to play there, and when she was leaving Russia in February, they they stopped her at customs, and they found cannabis oil that she was using in her for vaping, and they arrested her. And now they have said that they convicted her last week for 9 years in prison for drug trafficking and drug use. So Russia has asked America to release a terrorist who has 25 years in the states in exchange for a Griner. And the American people are saying that that is. She said that first she said that she didn't know she had it. Then she said that it was by accident, and then she said she didn't know it was against the law because in her state in the U.S. it was legal. But they allowed her to enter. She played her games, and on exit they grabbed her. And now Biden's administration is negotiating with the Russians to release a terrorist in exchange for her and another US Marine that is there for espionage. And the Elon Musk had spoken 2 days ago, and he said that if you're going to exchange a terrorist for this lady who's convicted of drug possession and use in Russia, that means every person in the US that is in prison because of marijuana or cannabis, they need to be released, because how is it fair that you get a person convicted of drugs released and be part of a prisoner exchange? And so, just coming back to the question here, she had lied multiple times. On top of that, she was not a patriotic American, and now the American people are saying, leave her to face the music in Russia. We do not want a terrorist to be released from prison. And she was not patriotic. She hated the national anthem, and now she doesn't have to listen to the American national anthem for the next 9 years. So that's currently trending at the moment on the news, international news, and of course and also Griner is she's married to a woman, so she's lesbian, and her wife is now petitioning the presidency to uh, make her part of this prisoner exchange program. So yeah, that is the one story that's happening at the moment. So if you haven't been following it, check it out. It's Twitter is just going crazy because people say it's just possession of cannabis oil. It's not going to, she wasn't going to kill anybody. She's an icon for America, and how can you arrest her? And then the rest of them are saying, why is she above the law? Why does the law not apply to her? And if she's going to be given favoritism, then every person in the US that is arrested for marijuana use needs to be released from prison. So it's a big controversy at the moment. No one knows how it's going to go. So yeah, that's the one famous person that's before our eyes at the moment. What about what's her name? Amber Heard. I almost said Amber. Amber Heard.
I knew you were going
Yes, yes, yes. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. She lied about Johnny, and everybody found her out. And what she accused him of turns out that she was the person that was doing that. So yeah, she's the one famous person. Anybody else that we can think of?
I think a lot of the celebrities, they lie about whether they have plastic surgery or not.
Yeah. Oh, can you name 3 to 4 famous people? What's their names?
Uh, Bill Clinton and Lewinsky
Yeah.
scandal.
Yeah. Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. Um, that affair. Anything else?
I came across a story that I don't have the detail of.
Yeah.
It is in 2003, a guy with the name of Aubrey Kruger,
Yes, from
South
South Africa.
Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was named the world's biggest liar
Liar. Mm.
after telling a story about how he was found king of the Wasdale, exactly wherever that is. This marked the first time that a foreigner had won this competition, which was marked with allegations of Kruger having cheated.
Mm. Mm.
And that's interesting that it's actually a South African.
Yeah, yeah, I saw it on Google, on Wikipedia. This guy claimed to be a king, and it turned out to be a liar, and he was from South Africa. Aubrey Kruger. Yeah. Anybody else?
Same like this guy.
Donald Trump.
Donald?
There was a Mascata. There was a Mascata singer who died. And then after 4 or 5 years, the guy came in and told the truth that he is what is the name of that guy when this guy who was supposed to sugar or something like that. So this guy came, he told the truth that he is when Puzu Shugela in such a way that he went beneath the house of Puzu Shugela and he slept with the wives of the Puzu Shugela. After when they asked him because you died, how you came again? He said he was taken to the cave, he was eating milk and fed where he was. They said he need to Togolosi. But I don't know how he escaped. After the investigation found out that he was lying, he was arrested. His name was Gaba. He told lies that he was he's staying on under he was eating sand and milk because he called himself this guy who died because this guy who died was famous. After that, he found after the investigation, they found out he was lying in such a way that people came from overseas to come and see the person who woke up from the dead. I don't know if you remember that story.
Sure.
People came from all over the world into South Africa to come and see this guy.
Oh my goodness.
Who woke up from the dead.
Okay, that's crazy.
He was lying.
But thanks for that, Sister Margaret. Pastor Stanton, you were saying Donald Trump?